Welcome back to another episode of the Zuriel Show. This is episode 22 with Noluthando Sigwili. Now, today you're in for a special treat where we're going to be focusing on the power of growth mindset. Now, Noluthando, introduce yourself to the people, who you are, and simply what you're up to in your journey in life.
Um, so my name is Noluthando Sigwili. I'm an attorney by profession. But other than that, I am a founder of this platform called the Authentic Voice Domain, where I hold talks and recently interviews on basically mental health, self-love, authentic freedom, and most importantly, having a growth mindset. I consider myself a student of life. I really think it's very important to just have a growth mindset, and I'm constantly trying to grow and make sure that I'm learning as I go. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Lovely introduction and well put. Now, if I may touch on that, what inspired you to get started with this platform, creating that? What inspired you to get going with it?
So, as a Black child growing up in South Africa, we are faced with a lot of struggles. Life is not a level playing field. So things don't come easy. And as I've been growing, I realized that, the kind of content that I listen to and the kind of people I interact with, it got me to see that actually a lot of the things that I struggle with were within my control. My mindset, the way I looked at things. I know I come from a previously disadvantaged background, but I have the power to make my life better. And a lot of young Black youth suffer from anxiety and depression, and a lot of that, in my opinion, is also based on our background. And I feel like if we just look at how we can change our minds, change our current situations, and just create a better life for ourselves, that's just going to be awesome, basically. So that's what started it. So looking at mental health, you've been diagnosed with mental illness, for example, but outside the medication that's been given to you by doctors, who are you hanging out with? What content are you watching or listening to? What are you doing to better improve your mind? So I wanted to find people, normal people who are going through the struggles, but have the ability to inspire the next person to say, you know what, I've been there. It's not something special, or it's not something unique to you, but you can fight it. You have the ability to fight it. And these are the resources, or these are the ways I have done it, and you can try them too. So it's just to inspire and uplift the young Black community, focused on mindset. Well, I like to focus on mental health as opposed to mental illness. So making sure that we've got good mental health and a good growth mindset and self-love and all those things. So yeah, that's what inspired me, basically.
I really love that. And when it comes to, of course, focusing on the specific demographic that needs it the most during this time, one thing I can say about our generation, I'll be bold to say our generation, or rather just classify both Generation Z and millennials. What we face, and something that I've been talking a lot about, is the whole aspect of the imposter syndrome. Not just that, the different problems that come across our lives, for the most part, a lot of them are out of our control. But then what happens for the most part is we give the little control that we can have to solve that particular problem and simply blame without actually looking for a solution within. And I really like what you're about, and really what it could accomplish for the people in South Africa. Actually, could you correct me if I'm wrong? Are you focusing on South Africa as a whole, or are you looking to branch off and make it something bigger moving forward?
So the aim is actually my focus is more on Africa.
Okay.
I
Lovely.
the African child. So that's
Yes.
my passion. Does it go, if it goes big, goes global, I'm happy for that. But I feel like,
Yes.
as African kids, we are overlooked, man, and we are so
Yeah.
precious and we're so capable, and we just need to put, put some effort into ourselves and our minds and our abilities. So
Yeah.
yeah, so the focus is Africa, not just South Africa.
Yes. Lovely.
It's
And
still
really look
growing.
forward to,
It's
yeah.
still
No,
still it,
of course.
yeah,
Because everything at the end of the day, it's a journey, as you rightfully put it.
yeah.
And yeah, I really look forward to also learning more about it on a personal level, and yeah, bringing people from my countries as well. Majority of the listeners
I
are
love
from
that.
Nairobi, Kenya. Yeah, to bring
Nice.
them in and also learn more about what your platform's about. So
Exactly. Let's grow together. Let's
yes,
grow.
yes. Now,
Mhm.
talk to me about your career when it comes to your personal accomplishments during your journey. Looking back, what are some of your most fulfilling accomplishments or nominations that you've come across that are worth celebrating in your opinion?
So, okay. So, as from a young age, I think maybe 9 years old, I've always known that I wanted to be a lawyer. I was going to be a lawyer no matter what. I think if you ask anybody that's known me since I was young and you ask, did this person ever want to be a doctor or a police? They'll say nope.
Yes.
Um, so, so actually, I think my accomplishment was one along the way. So I'm just going to start from varsity, actually
Yeah.
going to university to study law. It
Yeah.
felt like I'm actually working towards what I want. And
Yes.
in university, I made it to the dean's list, which is
Oh,
for top achievers. And
congratulations.
yeah, thank you. So that for me was, it's one of those things that never leaves you. You just like, yeah, I made it, I'm part of the list.
Yes.
um and it just uh, affirmed that I'm going in the right direction with this law career that I had chosen. um
Yeah.
and then I guess actually getting that certificate that now you're an admitted attorney, um, sealed the deal for me. Like, yes, I made it, I did it. Uh, it's possible to just from
Yes.
such a young age and not change your mind and actually obtain what you wanted. It's fantastic. And now I guess for me now, starting this authentic voice domain platform, where it's completely different from law, in a sense that when you think of law, you think of structure and hardness, and it's soft. The authentic voice domain is soft. It's about people, it's about humanity, it's about love. So starting it is one of my biggest achievements as well. So yeah.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. One thing maybe I can share also on a personal note. Uh, of course, this is gonna sound a bit different, but on my end, when I was starting out as well, I was interested in becoming a lawyer.
Yeah.
As a child, I did. But I'll be honest and say it was not really my interest. It was mostly people around me that were looking at me because I was very vocal with how I was in
Yeah,
the dining table with friends, that kind of a thing. They were like, "Yeah, you are
you should
definitely
be a
going to be a lawyer." So yeah, so it kind of like stuck in my mind that I should be one. But of course, moving forward, I discovered that it wasn't really my thing, which happens to different people, which now builds
yeah.
up to my point. Do you feel like some people, because clearly I can tell, I can feel the passion when it comes to when you talk about what you do and who you are, even just based off your content on LinkedIn. Do you feel that
Thank you.
people, of course, it's well noted. Uh, to say that is right. Do you feel that people are, in your own words, do you feel people are? are born with that passion at a young age, and they move through the journey, or do you feel more so people discover their said passion?
I think I think it's both.
Yeah,
Um,
I
so
agree. It's quite hard to differentiate.
I think it's both. I think
Yeah.
you are very lucky if from a young age you like, I'm good at this and
Yes.
this is what I want to pursue, and you go full force on it.
Yes.
For some people, because I can tell you this, I remember when I was in varsity, um,
Yes.
besides the fact that I was studying law, yes, but I used to ask myself, what are my other talents? I
Mm.
honestly can tell you, I was like, I don't have any talent, and to a
That's
large
okay. That's okay.
to a large extent, that kind of was a bit depressing because
Mm.
I was trying to figure it out. So it became a journey to actually discover what are my passions.
Yes.
So I think if you're open-minded, there are those people
Mm.
that just know it, yes.
Yes.
But even if you don't know it, it's also a good opportunity for you to discover. Um,
Yeah.
and it's a good opportunity for you to try different things as well. So
Yes.
you find that those people that are still searching get to have more adventures in life because I tried this, okay, it didn't work out. I tried that, it didn't work out. So yeah, as long as my thing is, as long as you don't give up on trying to figure out who
Mm.
you are, then
Yes.
you will find it. Eventually you'll find what you're about, what your passion is, and yeah, it will work out.
Well put. Very well put. Because honestly, on my end also, it's very difficult to answer that question, honestly. Because sometimes I feel like there's some characteristics or signs that I was going to be there's some early stage signs, but then you chose to ignore them, maybe because you didn't really see them as your strengths at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very well put answer. Really appreciate it.
But can I say
Um,
also,
Please go ahead. Please go
sorry,
ahead.
um, also we shouldn't really limit ourselves to one thing, right? So if you're
Yes.
good at soccer, and everyone knows you're brilliant soccer player or tennis or
Yes.
whatever, you're a violinist, that can be your talent, but it you could also have other talents, so you're not limited to one thing. So I think that's the current mindset I'm at now, that
Mm.
okay, cool, I'm a lawyer, I love what I do, and I'm good at what I do, but
Yes.
the world, man, the world is so big. I'm into photography now, and
Wow.
I love that too. So don't limit yourself. Yeah.
Good stuff. Lovely stuff. And just to wrap up that point, I believe in order for you to discover what you're actually good at, you need to go through the process of trial and error. You just
Exactly.
have to go through that process of trial and error. Otherwise, you'll never be able to actually discover that version of yourself where you could
Yes.
actually find yourself mentoring 2000 children, or the 2000, what's the right term to call it? 2000 young people in the course of the next 2 years. And you'll never have been
Yes.
able to tap into that if you, never took that leap of faith at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
Exactly.
I fully agree with that. Fully agree with that. Talk me through overcoming setbacks when it comes to your personal career, that is. What are some challenges that, just one or two, or however many you feel like sharing, that you've had to overcome during your journey, or your continuous journey, that you feel helped you take you out of your comfort zone?
Um, so one thing that comes to mind actually when you ask that question is when I was still in varsity,
Yes,
my parents couldn't afford to get me accommodation close by. So I
yes,
had to take a bus that
yeah,
was over 2 hours. So I lived about, I would say, 80 kilometers away from my school.
yeah,
Um, and I had to wake up at 4, half 4, because my classes, the earliest started at 7:30 in the morning, and I had to make it there.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge for me, where you don't get time to rest, and you get home late, you leave
Yeah.
home very early. Sometimes I had to not shower, bath with cold water in the morning.
Mm,
It's freezing because
mm,
there's no
mm.
electricity. So,
Yeah.
but everything has its purpose. My purpose was to get my degree,
Yes.
and make sure that I actually progress my life in the direction that I want to.
Yes.
So that for me was one of the toughest things, but at the same time I look back, I'm like, what, I'm very tough, so
Yes.
I can handle a lot. It was sort of like a brain exercise. My
Yeah.
muscles are, yeah, I feel developed muscles there in my brain. Now I'm strong. I feel like I can handle a lot of things. uh so yeah, and then also starting varsity, and you are around people that are from the best schools,
Mm,
private
mm,
schools, and I come from a government school, and you look at those people and you think to yourself, oh my God, I am, I can't compete with these people. Sorry.
mm, mm.
Um,
No problem. No problem.
but then you get to learn that life is not a competition with the next person, right? Um, Life is about doing the best you can and being the best version of you that you can be. So that just, all when I look back at all those challenges, what it did is just make me a strong person that I believe I am today, and still trying to be. Uh,
Yes.
so yeah, and then now, we just face those normal work challenges, nothing you can handle.
Mm,
Um, because you just have to train yourself that um, I can do this, or you just have to try and figure out what's the problem. So what I do normally when I have challenges now is I write them down. If I remember not long ago, actually, I felt a bit overworked. I was going through a lot, and I
yeah.
had to write down everything that was bothering me,
Yeah.
so that I could, when I had a piece of paper, I saw that, okay, this is the issue. One, A, B, C, D are your problems. So let's break them down. Do number one first, do number two first. Um, and then after some time, I got to calm down. I got to realize, okay, it's not as big
Mm.
as I thought it was. It's just that I didn't understand, because things felt as if they were coming at me at the same time. So I didn't understand what the exact problem was, but breaking it down definitely helps.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very, very inspiring. Specifically, on your journey for towards resilience, building that resilience, which is extremely rare among Generation Z and millennials. If you talk to someone, uh, it's very true. When you talk to someone about, let's say, when they're looking for a job or they're looking to develop a skill, when they experience just some level of resistance or just a slight bit of pain, psychological pain,
Mm.
that is, they are quick to give up and just throw in the towel. So I really applaud you on your efforts. And of course, as you can see, moving forward, it's you're gaining the interest or the rewards of your hard work. I really applaud you
Thank
for
you.
that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
So, yeah. So let's just touch on the whole aspect of growth mindset, which I really love. How you
Mm.
explaining it and how you really embody having a growth mindset. Just based off your story and who you are and what you're about. What do you
Thank you.
say? Yes, yes. When it comes to growth mindset as a whole, what role has it played in your life when it comes to adopting a growth mindset?
So I think that having adopted a growth mindset, I have sort of understood that for me personally, the one thing that I try and always have in my life is my my inner peace.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is I have learned that, you know what, I'm human, I make mistakes. So
Yes.
number one, I always have to forgive myself. So if, let's say, you and I were in a running competition and I lost,
Yeah.
and some people, you would just take that as a sign that you should never run again, right? No, you'll
Yes.
lose or you've lost before. So I take the approach that, forgive yourself. It didn't work out like you wanted to, but it
Yes.
does not mean it won't work out in the future. Um, and also to forgive others, to always find yourself in a space where you are at peace. Basically, you have cleared your mind such that, as much as you can get rid of the negative thoughts
Yeah.
that you have, so that you create space for the positive ones. And also to always to realize that, not everything is about me. And what I mean by that is, a lot of the
Mm,
things that I found have stopped me in the past before was, what do people think if I do this? What do people think if I do that?
yes.
So I've come to realize that people don't really think about you that much. So it's
Yeah.
not about me. So I need to keep working towards the things that I want, and stop focusing on what people are gonna say, what people are gonna think. And
Yeah.
also, always surround myself with people that will inspire me, people that are driven
Mhm.
to better their own lives,
Yes.
and have the best intentions in mind for me as well. So getting out of toxic relationships, not just,
Yes.
and that doesn't mean romantic, means friendships.
Yes.
It could mean
Yes. Yes.
it could mean a toxic work environment. It could mean, um, you know, a toxic family members, or anything like that. Just, if you can get yourself out of a toxic situation,
Mm,
just do it. A peace of mind, so that you can clear your mind, so that you can, you know, get your mind has space for new ideas and new possibilities. Basically, yeah, that's what it's done for me.
wow. A lot of golden gems or nuggets really dropped in that little segment over there. And yeah, no, like among the things that actually did change the direction of my life or steered it is letting go, as you said, of certain friendships
Yes.
that, I mean, you could see them as friendships at the time, as this is someone who you want to relate with, or it could even be, as you're saying, as a personal thing. Could be a close friendship, could be a best friend, could be a relationship. Those little
Yes.
things, that little circle that's always feeding you your thoughts, what you watch, what you listen. It really has a huge, huge, huge effect. And we may not really see it, in the short term, in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. But moving forward, 4, 5 years down the line, you can look back and truly realize that you actually wasted a huge chunk of your life. I really,
Exactly, because
really love that.
yeah, you start talking like the people around you.
Yes,
You start acting
yes,
like, even
yes.
if it's just little words. If you used to
That's so
call
true.
somebody sir, now it's dude.
Yes,
You
yes,
start mimicking the behaviors of the people around you. So it's better to just choose the people around you, and choose the kind of direction that you hope your life will take.
yes.
So yeah, you're right. I agree with you.
Thank you very much. Now,
Mm.
for the very last question of the day, I'd really love to know if you were able, that is, to travel back in time or have a conversation with 18-year-old Noluthando. What is one piece of advice that you would give her if you had the opportunity, that is? It's a difficult one also for me to answer. I'm not gonna lie.
So I think I would say, have an open mindset, be willing to learn, be willing to unlearn, and be willing to relearn. So put yourself in a situation where, if some behavior or I don't know, something is no longer working for you, it's no longer to your benefit, teach yourself to unlearn it and learn a new habit. Be willing to learn from other people. There are so many brilliant people out there that um, have a lot to teach us. So be open-minded to learning from other people, and I guess surround yourself with people that want the best for you. I think my one thing that I would really say is like get out of those toxic situations, toxic family, toxic friends, toxic relationships as fast as you can. You know, life is much happier when you're not constantly stressed or surrounded by people that don't want the best for you. So that's what
Yes.
I'd tell myself.
That's really perfect. Maybe perfect. Yes, perfect is actually the right advice because we're living through an age where people conformity is the social norm, where if you don't get X amount of likes, you feel a certain way, or if you don't
Yeah,
get invited to a certain birthday party, that when it comes to teenagers, that is, and also the youth as a whole, people in their early 20s, you feel a certain way when instead you can
exactly.
surround yourself with the right people who share the same values, same interests, just want to see you succeed and push you towards your goal. And just from a personal point of view, once again, I can look back and actually remember myself feeling bad that I wasn't going to a certain event or a certain function that my friends were going into, and they were going to, that is, and they were telling me,
Yeah.
hey, why aren't you here? When at the end of the day, I'm staying in, I'm studying because I have a test the next day, or I have a test the next week. When if you had the opportunity to actually surround yourself with the right people, they'd just be like, okay, no problem, see you next time, if it's possible.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
it's very interesting. I really like that point that you brought up. It's something that will really resound in a lot of people that will end up listening to this. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much. I agree with your points as well. It's good to have people that just understand that you have certain
Yeah,
goals because uh, they want the best for you. They'll say, "Okay, work on that. We'll
100%.
hang next time. It's okay.
Next time, next time. Yeah,
Next
yeah,
time."
yeah, next time. Yeah, here's what it is. Next time.
Exactly.
Lovely. Now, I know I said one last question, but this is not the very, very, very last question. I'd like to know, in your time here, did you have fun?
I absolutely loved it. I actually said that this is the end of our conversation. Um, it's been amazing. I love it.
Lovely. Lovely. Thank you for the kind words, and most importantly, the inspirational words, and also timeless advice to the audience that will be listening to this. Right.
Thank you so
Now that
much.
lovely, lovely. Now that we reached the very, very end of the show, guys, be sure to drop a comment below, leave a like, make sure to subscribe. Noluthando, let the people know how they can get in touch with you. Simply follow your journey on social media, that is. How could they get in touch?
Okay. So on Facebook, it's Noluthando Sigwili. On
Just thank you for
Instagram
the
as
over
well.
there. Right.
Yes, yes. And then
Lovely.
also they can catch some of my talks. I've put them on YouTube at the Authentic Voice domain. Um, so be sure to watch them. I've got some amazing speakers there. Something to learn a lot from really genuine people. So yeah, you can find me there.
Lovely
And
stuff. What
also
I'll
on
do actually.
LinkedIn.
Oh, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
And I was gonna say also on LinkedIn, my name and surname.
Lovely. And what I'll do actually, Noluthando, will just request you after we wrap this up, just to send me the link. So I just put them down in the description below so that they can just follow up and go ahead and watch them.
Okay. Thank you so much, Emmanuel.
Lovely. Lovely. This has been the end. This has been episode 22 of the Zuriel Podcast. It means a lot to us in the team at Zuriel that you made it all the way until the end. Be sure to leave a like once again, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts. And until next time, God bless you all and stay safe. Goodbye.
Bye.